Hello, Zuko here. If you don't know, my name is Jess, but I go by Zimmy on the internet because one time I was 15. So, for no reason, I've decided to try and do a reading vlog. I'm not really sure how to go about these things. This is Sad Pug. I hope he's not gonna make mouth noises through this whole video. I have, for some reason, decided that I just want to read all of the blue standalones on my shelves, which I understand is a weird thing to do. But so far, this is how it's going. I realized after that I kind of want to go for more the green blues and not the purple blues because that's a whole other deal. I have a lot of purple books, but I did try to read this. So since I started doing this before, I decided to try and vlog it. I'm still not sure what a reading vlog really means because do you want to sit here and watch me read a book? I'm not sure. Let me know down below what you want out of reading vlogs, I guess. But the first one I've read so far is Girl Save the World in This One by Ash Parsons. This is a YA, like, zombie book, I guess, set at a convention, like a zombie fan convention in a small town where the fan convention gets overrun by zombies. And we follow the main characters who are teenage girls who are a fan of this, like, Walking Dead style zombie TV show. I think that this was really fun, and I believe if you are a YA reader, you would find this book great. I am older than that, and I'm just kind of, I don't like fandom in books, really. But, you know, it was fun. And I think I give this like a 3 to 5 stars. So this is the first blue book. Then I read This Might Hurt a Bit by Doogie Horner. I don't remember when or why I bought this book. Like, I couldn't tell you. Maybe I liked the cover. It's like 3 weird kids jumping off a building. But, like, this book follows the main character who a year ago on the day the book takes place, like the year prior, his sister dies of, I believe, leukemia, and his family has moved to a new small town. He's been settling in and stuff. He has a mysterious journal that he writes in and he won't let anyone read, and he has these 2 troublemaking friends. And this book kind of follows him as he maybe finally is starting to come to terms with his sister's death, and he's hanging out with his weird troublemaker friends that his parents hate. We've all had friends our parents didn't like when we were teenagers. And I found this book to be fine. I don't like when authors, I feel like it's outdated though to have like the male character have to wear a dress and it's super humiliating and like that's their punishment for stuff. Like, I just wish boys in dresses as a humiliation tactic was kind of gone. Otherwise, this book was fine, if not too violent. And I'm not sure that there was a lot of repercussions for people's bad actions, which I don't personally love. But I think if you knew like a teenage boy who wanted a contemporary book to read, this one wouldn't be a bad one. Like, it wasn't like super sexist or anything, because there was that time where YA was like teenage boy power fantasy, where like for no reason the boys could like do a bunch of murder and just hated women, and that's a bad time. That's a bad time, and I feel like we need more YA books for boys. Like for boys, like written with a male protagonist in mind, maybe by other men, in a way that's not problematic and gonna like harm people, you know? But yeah, I think I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. It was fine. I'm doing this in the wrong order. I read Eliza and Her Monsters by Francesca Zappia. So this book is also very fandom. It follows a girl named Eliza who is secretly the creator of this huge fan webcomic based on some piece of media, I think called Dog Days or something. And she writes this fan comic called This Monstrous Sea, I believe. Nobody knows that she is the creator. And a boy ends up transferring to her school who is the #1 fan fiction writer for her fan comic. And there's just a whole deal. Eliza struggles with, I think, anxiety. And the main male character is selectively mute, it seems. I really enjoyed this book, despite the fact that I don't really like fandom in books. This book was very like YA, nobody understands me, but I do feel like in this case, her parents never tried to understand her. They just tried to get her to understand what they liked to do without giving a shit about her interests, which happens. And I wish that the books, because I believe the author of this book has written The Children of Hypnos, which is a book in this book, as a Wattpad thing. And I wish that she would publish that as a real book, because I would read that. I would read more things set in this like universe, or at least the stories that are featured in this universe. I would love to read them. I enjoyed this book. I gave this like a 4 star, but at the end I didn't like the male main character's behavior. Am I staring at like me? I have my front-facing camera on because this is not my usual filming setup and I don't know if I'm in frame. So I have my front camera and I'm staring at me and I'm not staring at you. Yeah. Okay, this one I feel like you're gonna be mad at because everyone loves this book, but I DNF'd it because I'm realizing if I'm dreading picking a novel back up after I have stopped reading it for some reason, you know, like taking a lunch break, if I'm dreading picking it up again, it's time to DNF it, right? Like that's, I think we can all agree. But that would be The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton, or Leslie, I think it's Leslie, I don't know. This is a like contemporary magical realism fantastic book about a main character who is born with wings and you like learn her family history, and I don't know, I didn't care. I just didn't care. I don't really like contemporary stories, but I do usually like magical realism. This was just really slow paced and I don't really like slow paced, especially like kind of more romance centered. I don't like slow paced romance centered contemporary novels very much. My friend said they really liked this book when they were depressed teen, so I bet that's the target audience, but I am 26 and doing okay, so this was not the book for me, but it's very pretty. Like, I don't know if you can see the ends are like a bronze metallic and it's very pretty. So I'll be sad to see this one go, but obviously I'm not going to keep a book I DNF'd. And as of right now, okay, I'm currently reading The Church of Marvels by another Leslie, by Leslie Perry. This is a historical fiction, maybe magical realism book set in a circus in New York. And I'm not that far into it yet. I don't really know what's going on. I was in the bath and kind of had the taps on and stuff for the first little bit of this, so I maybe wasn't paying attention, and I probably should have been. I impulse bought this because it was like a circus book and I want circus books, but I'm not sure if this is going to be the circus book for me because I want more like a fantastical fantasy circus, and I don't think that's what this is. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know yet. I'm truly not that far into it, but like this cover is so pretty. Like, of course I impulse bought this, right? Like, I think I must have seen it when I first joined BookTube. I was like on Amazon trying to find used versions of all of the books that everyone kept recommending. So I think I found this because it was like related to whatever book I was buying. Yeah, I guess my job now is to keep you updated on how I'm liking this book. So I think I'm maybe 10% of the way in. We'll see how it goes. Am I supposed to like film me reading it? Because I'm not actually physically reading it. I'm listening to the audiobook. I don't think I can really film that because the audiobook is in my phone. Okay, I'll be back in a bit. Maybe. Or tomorrow. Anyway, we're trying this vlogging thing. So I'm not sure if I want to continue on with reading Church of Marvels. I don't generally like historical fiction. And even though it's like more fantastical, it's still historical fiction. And what's with historical fiction where anything that takes place between 1800 and 1950, there are two cities. You're either in New York or you're in London. And those are the only cities that exist. What? Why? Somebody explain that to me. But yeah, I'm not loving it. My puppy was at the kennel a couple weeks ago and he brought home kennel cough. And now my old dog has maybe very minor, a slight case of pneumonia because, you know, when you're very healthy and young, you can just carry things asymptomatically and bring them home to people who are more compromised than you. And then they can really struggle with it. So that's really fun, just in case you need an anecdote for the day, I guess. But a book that I've been really excited to read is Harrow the Ninth by Tamsin Muir, and that is a blue book. And I really liked Gideon, even though I had no idea what was going on pretty much the whole time. But I had a really fun time reading it, so I'm like, okay, I don't want to burn out reading like middling blue books. And I'm really excited to read this, so I think I'm gonna pick it up. There are like 5 chapters before chapter 1. It's not just like, oh, prologue, oh, chapter 1. It's like, oh, this and this other thing. By the way, here's a third thing. But you want a prologue? Here's your prologue. Anyway, here's chapter 1. I don't know. I didn't know what was going on in Gideon. I'm gonna be honest. I had the worst time following that book along. Like, I thought that some characters were multiple people and some people were one person, and it was a very confusing time for me. And I know that Harrow is supposed to be even more confusing. And it's told in, is it second person? Where everything is like, oh, you do this. And I know a lot of people hate that. I'm not a big fan either, but I'm excited to start this because I'm excited to go back into this world where I don't know what the fuck's happening, but the aesthetic and the vibe is immaculate. So yeah, on to another blue book. Am I gonna DNF The Church of Marvels? I'm like 25% of the way through. I feel like I owe it another hour before I like really give up. I'm just not interested. There's also like a woman having to go to an asylum for no reason, and that also rubs me the wrong way. It's like a mentally ill disabled person. I'm just like, I don't want this to be a story beat. And I always feel like that kind of stuff is thrown in more for shock value than to maybe tread lightly with it. I feel like people are just like, yeah, let's do this thing to be edgy and cool, and less like, hey, let's draw attention to the horrible conditions that these people were in. Maybe that's just how I'm reading into it. I don't know. Let me know. What should I do? Can you tell I'm still like looking back at me and not at you? And I'm not even sure where my camera is on the front. I hope I'm close. I thought that do I like this angle? Not really. Okay. I thought that I wasn't going to like the second person perspective of Harrow the Ninth, but I don't notice it already. And I'm enjoying it. No idea what's going on. Didn't know what's going on in Gideon either, so it doesn't really matter to me. The vibe is fun, and that's what matters. But yeah, my brain has already immediately translated you to her, and I don't hear the you do this and register the you part anymore. I'm not sure if that was intentional, but that's what's happening. Anyway, yeah, I'm having a lot more fun with this book than I was with Church of Marvels or with The Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender, both of which were just not for me as someone who wants to read books that are interesting. The light is very bright. Hello, I'm in bed. I don't know. Is it appropriate that I definitely don't have a shirt on? I'm unclear on how vlogging works, clearly. That's my dog. It's 2 a.m. I have 2.5 hours left of Harrow the Ninth. I keep accidentally reading spoilers while I'm reading this. And like, I swear it's an accident. Like, I'm looking up like a name of somebody and like, or how like lictordom works, and I keep seeing things I'm not supposed to see. So I think that I have to finish it tonight. Am I gonna be up really, really late? Yes. Have I been having trouble sleeping anyway? Would I maybe be up really, really late anyway? Maybe. Will I be able to sleep after I finish this book? Unclear. I feel like I should take my dog outside one more time just so that he can't wake me up once I actually do fall asleep in 8 years. But with wind chill right now, it's minus 41 degrees Celsius, which is about minus 40 Fahrenheit as well. I don't want to go out there. I don't want my dog to go out there. I'm hoping he doesn't have to go out and he doesn't get me up, and that I don't have to do that because I don't want to. Like, that's cold. And he's just a little guy. And I'm just a little guy. Okay, I'm gonna go finish this book. This is such a weird angle to film in. doing reading vlogs. I just got this box. You can see it. It's a big old box. So let's just unbox these together. Okay. First we got The History of Wild Places by Shay Earnshaw. This is some kind of weird murder mystery. And I've read one of Shay Earnshaw's books. I read Winterwood, I think. I didn't like it. I've heard mixed things about this. I had 30% off, so I'm like, let's just buy it. And if we hate it, we're not up that much, you know? So I have this one. What else did we get? We got Light from Uncommon Stars by Rika Aoki, I believe. No idea what this was about. It looks spacey, and I think it was queer. So I got this one. Also, look at that little koi fish. Very pretty. I'm in my living room. You can hear my dogs. Sad Pug's walking around. My beetle is crying. But I have Dead Space by Kaylee Wallace. I was recommended this book on my Instagram, which I will have right here if you wish to follow me. I will link it up there, I think, as well. This is like a space murder mystery thriller, I think, and the main character is casually queer, I believe. I could be wrong, but that's what sold me on this book. Then I got The Mermaid, the Witch, and the Sea. There's a big old nose at the bottom here. I don't know what this one's about, but it's a very large and pretty book. Something made me want this. I don't remember what, but it might be queer also. And lastly in this box, we have Once and Future Witches by Alex E. Harrow. Something inside of me keeps buying all of these Alex E. Harrow books. And at the moment, I have DNF'd 10,000 Doors of January, and I did read the novella, A Splintered Spindle, I think, but I'm gonna try and finish 10,000 Doors of January in January, and I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna do it, and then I'm gonna decide if there's a reason I keep buying all of their books, or if I'm just dumb. Yeah, that's my mini haul, I guess. I ended up falling asleep when there was like an hour left of the Harrow audiobook, so I'm gonna go and finish that and I'll let you know how I feel. I would have like footage of me reading, but if it's unclear, I'd listen to audiobooks on my phone. I film on my phone, and also I feel like you don't want footage of me sitting there playing games on my iPad because that's all that my audiobook visuals would be doing. Okay, time to go read. I finished Harrow. It was really good. I was less confused than I was expecting to be, so that was nice. And now I'm gonna start Where the Drowned Girls Go by Shauna Maguire because that came out today. So I'm very excited. And then I think I might read one more blue book, and then I think I'm done with reading blue books for now because when does it end? When does it end? So I just finished Where the Drowned Girls Go by Shauna Maguire. This is the 6th, I think, book in the Wayward Children trilogy. No, it's the 6th book in a trilogy. What are we, Douglas Adams? No, it's the 6th book in the Wayward Children series, right? Okay. So if you've been following the series, you know Cora, the character who is fat, and you know she's fat because she constantly tells you how fat she is and how everybody hates her because she's fat and how disgusting she is because she's fat. But I realized the thing that I hate about her the most is not that she's written as if fat people's only personality trait is like thinking about how fat they are, which is already no. But I've realized every time she's like mentioned, she has to remind you, oh, but I exercise. I love to run and I love to swim and I'm like really healthy. I eat really good. I don't eat too much. I eat healthy foods. So it's okay. I'm the morally superior kind of fat. I'm not lazy. I'm just built this way, you know? It's not that I eat like too much and I'm lazy and I'm just a big fat slob, you know? I'm a good kind of fat where I'm healthy and I exercise and I eat well. So it's fine that I'm fat, and it's bad that everybody makes fun of me for being fat. People don't really make fun of her for being fat. And also I was bullied for being fat in school. And I've never been like a huge person. I went to a school with a bunch of like very petite people. So I was considered like a fat kid, I guess. And I have fat friends, and I can tell you all of them have more personality than just telling you how fat they are and why they're fat and the things they've done to try to not be fat. People have personality. I don't know. I just don't like Cora. I feel like she's written really distastefully, and like she just does a disservice to fat people to make them so like just focused on what they look like when nobody should be that focused on what they look like. And I just hate the morally superior kind of fat she always spends like the first half of her book telling you how fat she is, and then like the second half being like, I'm such a brave leader, I'm such a good person, I'm a good, strong leader. I'm like, okay, was that not the first half of the book? Why'd you spend the first half of the book telling me how fat you were? Why couldn't you have a personality? Like, I don't believe that Shauna Maguire has done this with any of their skinny characters, right? Where they spend the first half of the book telling you how skinny they are, because that would be fucking crazy. But I guess it's cool to do with fat people. I don't know. I have a lot of anger towards this writing choice and Cora because it feels so mean and rude. And it rubs me the wrong way. I don't know why I'm facing this way while I'm filming this. But yeah, that's how many books have I gone through? I think that's book number 7 of my blue books. Do I read one more? Do I round it off to an even 8? Do I read 3 more and round it off to an even 10? Do we even have 3 blue books that I have an audiobook for that I want to listen to right now? I don't have my copy of Where the Drowned Girls Go yet. This is such a weird angle. My dog has his chin resting on my leg. Right there. And I don't want to disturb him. So we're sitting like this. But I actually don't know if the spine or cover are super blue for this book because I don't have it, but it looked blue. So I'm counting it. Do we do 10 books? Do we do 8 books? I would say let me know down below, but you're gonna see this after I've already done it. I don't know how to vlog, by the way. Can you tell? What am I supposed to be doing? Like, I don't have a Keurig. I feel like everyone shows them making their Keurig coffees, and I simply do not own one, nor do I really drink coffee. I don't even have like a fancy $7 Starbucks drink to pass the vlog with. I don't know. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to be filming. Yeah, let's find out what I read next. I'm leaning towards Challenger Deep by Neil Shusterman because it is a very blue book, and I'm not sure I want to keep it. So yeah. Also, I'm trying to do a 5-star predictions for this year book, and I'm trying to pick 10 books that I think are going to be 5-star books, and I never naturally go into a book being like, this is going to be a 5-star read. So this is hard. How do people just do this? I don't understand. Alrighty, I have officially started Challenger Deep by Neil Shusterman. I had DNF'd this book previously, kind of, because I had just gotten into audiobooks and I found it hard to follow along with because there was someone who kind of talked in like rhymes and stuff, and my brain was just not emotionally prepared for that. But I think I'm enjoying it now, so I'm gonna see how this goes. I think this is about a boy who kind of is developing a mental illness in which he's super paranoid. Like, it might be schizophrenia, but he's super paranoid. And he's kind of living in 2 realities, like the real world and then a world where he is on a pirate ship. So yeah, I'm interested. Sorry about this wavy camera. I'm holding my phone. At the moment, I'm working on stuff for this video. I was also reading Challenger Deep by Neil Shusterman, and I just finished it, and I thought it was pretty good. It was definitely kind of what I had expected. It was fine. It was good. It was a good book. It's just also, I'm not in a super contemporary YA mood. So maybe it would have been better if I read it when I was younger. That's sad pug. He's snoring. There's my cat. She's being weird. She's a hand licker. Anyway, yeah. I think this is gonna be a 3-star read. And like, I always feel bad giving things 3 stars. But 3 stars isn't a bad rating. It's not my favorite book. It's not a 5-star. It's not like a super great book. It's just like an average, pretty good book. Like, it wasn't 2 stars. It wasn't like It wasn't 1 star. It's just like it was just a pretty good book, you know? So yeah, I don't know. Am I gonna read something else? Or am I gonna film my big unhaul video? Because if you're watching this, you may not know that last year I unhauled 100 books. And this year, somehow, miraculously, I have another 100 books to unhaul. So I need to film and post that soon. Also, I definitely need to take my thumbnail photo in my blue shirt. Oh, that's my dog coughing. Also, I should take my thumbnail photo because I'm currently wearing blue. Yeah, okay. let's see if I decide if I want to read another blue book or if this is the end of the vlog. I guess if this is the end of this video, I will film it ending proper, so we'll find out. Okay, I felt like it was only fitting to finish this video in my normal setup of my bookshelves. So to wrap up my whole reading my blue books experience, obviously this is not all of my unread blue books, but this is 8 of them. I feel like this was a good. Obviously these are not all of my unread blue books, but these are 8 of them, and I think that's pretty good. So out of these 8 books, we have 4 3-star books, 1 4-star book, and 1 5-star book, as well as 2 DNFs. My favorite book was clearly Harold the Ninth. This was my 5-star read. I really enjoyed it. I'm so excited to keep reading this series. I love the bone magics, and even though these books are incredibly confusing, I had a lot of fun with this one. So there's this one. I loved it. 5 stars. Go home. My least favorite is obviously a tie between The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton and Church of Marvels by Leslie Perry. I DNF'd both of these. These ones both had historical fiction elements. This was full historical fiction with maybe fantastical elements, and this was boring. I fell asleep and then didn't want to pick it back up while reading it. So yeah, there's these 2. Obviously these ones I'm not going to be keeping. Then there are my 3 stars, and of course I'm going to be keeping Where the Drowned Girls Go by Shauna Maguire. But as for Challenger Deep, this might hurt a bit, and The Girls Save the World in this one, I do not think that these will be staying on my shelves. So that's kind of exciting to know that they get to live on, probably at a school library. And honestly, it surprised me because I'd heard nothing but good things about this book, and I was expecting to hate it because I'd also heard nothing but good things about Ava Lavender, and I hated it. But I actually really enjoyed this book. This was my 4-star, and this book is going to be staying with me on my shelves. Sure, Eliza and Her Monsters is kind of a green book, but I was going with like the blue turquoise for the beginning, and then I was like, whatever, any blue book is fine. So it was supposed to be blue leaning green, and then I added some blue leaning purples, and you don't care about this. So yeah, that's kind of my end of my vlog. I don't know, was this a good vlog? Let me know down below. What do you do in a vlog? What do you do in a reading vlog? Because I don't tend to read physical books. I listen to audiobooks, so I can't even do like the fun little like, I'm sitting on the couch, watch me read. Because as I've said, I read on my phone in audiobooks, and I film on my phone as a camera. So yeah, I'm not really sure what to do about that, but yeah, let me know down below if you enjoyed this, if I should do another reading vlog maybe. Also let me know down below your favorite blue book that you have read, and I will see you whenever I do my next video.